Hi students, my name is Satyam, lecturer in Computer Science and Applications, Government Degree College for Women's, Jagityal. Today's topic is Fundamentals of Python language. On this topic, today we will discuss about how a program works, then how the program developed with the program development cycle, then Python interpreter modes. Means today we will discuss about how the Python program is executed internally in the CPU, the first concept, and the second concept, with the help of program development cycle, how the Python programs are designed, then how the Python program is executed with the Python interpreter modes. Okay, today we will discuss these three topics. Okay, now first topic is how a program works. So generally not only Python program but also each language program. The program may be C or C++, Java or Python, whatever it may be the program, how the program is stored in the CPU, how the program is executed in the CPU, that must be very important topic. So now I will explain how a program works internally CPU. A computer's CPU can only understand instructions that are written in machine language. The people find it very difficult to write entire programs in machine level language, so high level programming languages have been invented. Means generally the CPU contain so many peripheral devices internally, so the main important device is microprocessor. The microprocessor cannot understand the high level languages like C language scripting or Java scripting or Python scripting, whatever it may be the high level language scriptings. So the microprocessor means the processor can understand only machine level language. Okay, so to code the machine level language programming is very difficult to programmer. A very critical task of coding of machine level language, machine level coding. So the computer world introduced the high level languages. These high level languages are very user friendly languages, just like these languages are similar to a mathematical notations and a English language. So when the high level languages are introduced in the market, then the languages are at last, with the help of compiler or interpreter, at last that are converted into the machine level language, so that machine level language program is executed in the microprocessor. So to reduce the difficulty of the programmers, the high level languages are invented in the software industry, in the software world. Okay, so today we will see so many high level languages in the software market, then that are generally in our degree syllabus. All are we learned high level languages only, that is C, C++, Java, Python. All these languages are belongs to high level languages only. Okay, so in the high level languages, the programmer can write with the help of mathematical notations, and the English language with the help of that language syntactical rules and regulations. Simply he can code the program. The programmer can code the program. So like that, the high level language program is converted into the machine level language. The machine level language program only understand by the processor. Okay, now application softwares are usually stored on a secondary storage device such as a disk drive. When we install a program on our computer, the program is typically copied to our computer disk drive from CD-ROM, or perhaps download from a website. Okay, right. So what is the meaning of this? Means actually if you load a high level languages, that means a Python language, into the computer, then what will happen actually? So the Python language is downloaded from the official website of the Python program, Python website. Okay, or the Python program, if you have in the CD-ROM or pen drive, whatever it may be the devices, peripheral devices, then when that particular Python language is downloaded, that is actually stored in the secondary storage device. So that means generally the secondary storage device in the computer is hard disk. Okay, so why? Because the hard disk is the main secondary memory device available in the computer CPU. Okay, it is non-portable and it have a large capacity. That means at present days 1 TB, commonly we are using 1 TB, that means 1024 GB hard disks are we are using present days computers. Okay, like that the Python software is first of all loaded in the secondary memory device of that particular hard disk. Then what will happen when you open the particular Python software? Then the environment is the editor is opened, and on that editor you will type the Python program. The Python program, when it is converted into the execution, then with the help of Python interpreter, the Python program is converted into the machine level language. The machine level language can only executed in the particular microprocessor. Okay, like that the Python software is loaded into the system. Like that internally the Python program is executed by the microprocessor. Although a program can be stored on a secondary storage device such as a disk drive, it has to be copied into the main memory, that means RAM, each time the CPU execute it. So what is the meaning of this? That means after storing a particular Python software into the computer, then you have to create a Python program. The Python program is also stored in the secondary memory device. So from that secondary memory device, the Python program will fetched from the secondary memory device, and that will be stored in the main memory. That means generally main memory means RAM, random access memory. So from that RAM, random access memory, that will be transferred into the microprocessor. Then the microprocessor will give the result. Then that will be coming back and stored in the secondary memory device. Like that the Python programs are executed in the general manner. Okay, for example, if you observe carefully the picture, generally the Python programs are stored in the secondary memory unit. So after coding the Python program, after saving the Python program, so that Python program is stored in the form of file. The file generally stored in the secondary memory unit. Then the programmer can execute, the user can execute the particular Python program. Then what will happen? The Python program is fetched from the secondary memory device, and that will be converted into the machine level language with the help of particular interpreter of Python. Then after converting the Python program into the machine level language coding, so each instruction is also stored. That means the machine level language program is also stored in the secondary memory unit. So when the program is entering into the execution mode, each and every instruction of the program is transferred from the secondary memory unit to random access memory, RAM. Then afterwards, from the RAM, it will be entering into the processor. The processor can execute the machine level language program, that instruction, okay, which are mentioned in that instruction. Okay, so that operation is performed in the particular processor. Then after completion of the execution of particular instruction, then the result will again go back to the RAM, and from the RAM again it will go to the secondary memory device. From the secondary memory devices, the output will be displayed on your output screen. Like that, the Python programs are executed internally. So the random access memory RAM is the mediator between the secondary memory unit and the processor. That's why if the RAM capacity is very high, then what will happen? The flowing of data from the secondary memory devices to RAM to the processor, then processor to the RAM to the secondary memory devices are very easy. So when the capacity of RAM is increased, the processing speed also increased in the particular computer environment, in the computer system. Not only Python program, okay, whatever it may be, the operations are executed with the computer system. If the RAM capacity is high, then the speed of a particular system will be increased. Okay, like that, the Python programs are executed internally with the help of secondary memory unit and RAM and microprocessor. Okay, so like that, the program is executed. So now when a CPU executes the instructions in a program, it is engaged in a process that is known as fetch, decode, execute cycle. That means with the help of fetch, decode, execute cycle, the CPU executes the microprocessor executes the program. This cycle, which consists of 3 steps, is repeated for each instruction in the program. So actually the program is the combination of so many instructions. So for each instruction, the fetch, decode, execute cycle will move from front to back and back to front, then until total the program is executed. Now here observe, there are 3 steps are there in this cycle. That is, first step is fetch, second step is decode, third step is execute. Okay, what is the meaning of fetch concept? A program is a long sequence of machine level instructions. The first step of the cycle is fetch. Fetch means receive. Fetch or read the next instruction from the memory into the CPU. Generally, a program is converted into the machine level language. So the machine level language program contain a long sequence of instructions. So the fetch mechanism will receive a first instruction, then second instruction, then third instruction, dash dash dash, nth instruction, like that. So in the sequence manner, the fetch cycle will fetch each and every instruction, and that instruction is stored in the RAM, and that after storing of a particular instruction in the RAM, that will be translated to the processor for execution. So in the fetch cycle, so each and every instruction is executed continuously. Okay, then next decode cycle. A machine language instruction is a binary number that represent a command that tells the CPU to perform an operation. In this step, the CPU decodes the instruction that was just fetched from the memory to determine which operation it should be performed. Means in the decode mechanism, what will happen after fetching the instruction from the particular machine level language program, then in the decode mechanism, the decode mechanism will convert that machine level instruction into the binary number instruction. Then that binary numbers instruction is pushed to the microprocessor. Then according to the instruction of a machine level language instruction, the binary code is converted, and the binary code is executed. The binary code is moved to the particular CPU microprocessor. Then at last step is execute step. The last step in the cycle is execute or perform the operation. So like that, the instructions are fetched from the particular secondary memory device, and then that is decoded into the binary number system, and the decoding instructions are entering into the microprocessor. The microprocessor will execute the particular instruction, and again it gives to the decode section. The decode section is converted into the machine level language. The machine level language is again answer is stored in the secondary memory device of a particular interpreter or compiler programming. The compiler or interpreter programming application is again convert that result into the high level language answer. The high level language answer will be displayed on the output screen. Okay, like that, this much of a story is going on internally. So while a Python program is executed by the Python interpreter. Okay, like that, the Python program is executed. Now, a program development cycle. So in this topic, I will explain how a program is designed, how a program is stored in the Python language, and how the program is executed. Okay, so in the step by step manner, means the program development cycle explain about the step by step process of designing the program, write the coding, correcting of syntax errors, then test the program and correct the logical errors. So with the help of all these steps, the particular Python program is successfully executed in the language. Okay, so observe carefully here, program development cycle. Here the program development cycle means the entire process is known as, the execution entire process is known as a program development cycle. The process of creating a program that works correctly typically requires 5 phases. So with the help of 5 phases, that means 5 steps, a Python program is successfully designed and successfully executed in the system. First step is designing the program. First step is designing the program. Then second step is write the code. Third step is correct the syntax errors. Then fourth step is test the program. Then fifth step is if any logical errors occurs, then correct the logical errors with again designing of the program. Okay, again designing of the program. Like that, it is a cycle. Okay, that means in these 5 steps, each step contain its importance. Each step get any error, then it will not move to the next step. Again it will come to the first step and solve the design the programming, and it will go to the next step. Like that, in the cyclic manner, the Python program is designed and executed successfully by the programmer or the user. Okay, now we will explain one by one step. First step is designing the program. So if the programmer want to design a Python program, then what will he do? First of all, he will do a plan. He will create a plan. He will design a program plan. Okay, that is very important. While in our real life also, while we are constructing a house, then we will go to the particular engineer, civil engineer, and we will take the plan. Okay, without plan, okay, we cannot construct a house, or without a plan, we cannot succeed in our examination also. Before getting into the examination, okay, we will design a plan. According to that plan, the student can study. Then after completion of the study, he will entering into the examination center, examination hall. Like that, the programmer also not directly coding the program. First of all, in the design mode, he can design the program. Okay, so all professional programmers will tells us that a program should be carefully designed before code is actually written. Means actually the program is written before returning that program by the programmer. That must be carefully designed, okay, by the programmer. Then when a programmer begins a new project, they never jump right in and start writing code in the first step. They start by creating a designing of the program. There are several ways to design a program using pseudocode or flowchart. Okay, with the help of pseudocode or flowchart mechanisms, the programmer first he design the program. In the designing mode, he have to design what input is taken by that program, what output are getting from that program, how you have to implement the logic. Okay, all these steps are covered in the design mode. Okay, so what is the importance of the program? Okay, all these characteristics are embedded in that designing with the help of mechanisms of pseudocode writing or flowchart drawing. Whatever it may be the mechanism, first of all you have to design the program. Python program. Then after successful designing the Python program, write the code. Okay, after designing the program, the programmer begins writing code in high level language such as Python. Each language has its own rules known as syntax that must be followed when the program writing. Okay, a syntax errors occur if the programmer violates in any of these rules. Means after successful designing of the program, the programmer must write the program with the help of high level language like Python. Then when he is writing the program, the programmer must follow the rules and regulations explained by the Python language and must follow the syntax rules given by the Python language. If the programmer violates these rules and regulations, then what will happen? It will give a error in the execution. Okay, with the help of these syntactical rules and other rules of the Python language, the designed program is converted into the writing program in the high level language. Then third one is correct syntax errors. So if the programmer contains a syntax error or even a simple mistake such as misspelled keyword, the compiler or interpreter will display an error message. Then the programmer will typically spend some time to correct these mistakes. Once all the syntax errors are solved, then corrected, the programmer can be compiled and translate into the machine level programming with the help of compiler or interpreter. That means while completion of the coding of the program, then you have to compile that program. That means you have to verify the program. So whether it is syntactically free or not, syntactically error free or not. If the program syntactically correct, that means there is no errors according to the syntax, then it will give the success. Okay, so if any errors occurred in the compiling, then what will happen? The programmer must concentrate. The programmer spend more time to solve all these type of a small or a big syntax errors which is occurred while coding the Python program. Then once it is syntactically correct, then go to the next step, that is test the program. Okay, so once the code is in an executable form, it is then tested to determine whether any logical errors are exist. Okay, a logic error is a mistake that does not prevent the program from running but causes it into the produce incorrect results. This is very important concept while the program is executed by the compiler. So if our program is 100% syntactically correct only, the program may or may not give the correct results. Why? Because so in the compiling mode, that means correct syntax errors step, the program is tested for syntaxical errors only. The program is used to remove syntaxical errors only. Okay, so if a syntactically correct program may not give the correct answer. Why? Because that program contain a logical error. Okay, so if the logical error program will not give the correct answers. Okay, for example, my program is adding of two numbers program. Okay, so at last it will give the multiplication of two numbers result. Why? Means it is syntactically correct, but instead of plus symbol, okay, I written the multiplication symbol in the program. So this is a logical error. The logical error is not compiled by the compiler or interpreter. Okay, so only syntactical errors are find out by the compiler or interpreter of a particular language. The logical errors must be find out by the programmer only. Okay, then solve the logical errors. So when the program is not giving a proper answers, so test the program. If any logical errors are occurred, then solve that logical errors. Okay, so in the last step, correct the logical errors. If the program produce incorrect results, the programmer debugs the code. This means that the programmer finds and correct logical errors in the program. Sometimes during this process, the programmer discover that the program's original design must be changed. Okay, in this event, the programmer development life cycle starts over again from the first and continue until no errors can be found. Okay, if any logical errors occurred, okay, programmer must go to the first step of designing. Okay, so then again design carefully the program and then convert that designing into the coding. Then after coding, so it must be tested for syntactical errors. Then the syntactical error free program is tested in the test the program mode. The test the program mode gives the correct answer. Then it will be give the correct result. So in the correct logic error step, the logical errors are solved. Then for this solving the logical errors, again you have to move to the first step, that is designing of the program. Like that, in the step-by-step manner, the program is designed and coded and test for syntax and test for the logical errors. Then after completion of all these steps, the Python program will give the appropriate result. Okay, like that the Python program is executed by the interpreter of Python. Okay, students, now we will discuss how the Python program is executed with a Python interpreter. Okay, Python is an interpreter language. The Python interpreter is a program that can read Python programming statement and execute them. That means already we discussed Python is a interpreter language. What is the meaning of interpreter? Interpreter is nothing but a application, that means a program designed by the Python language. Okay, so the program of interpreter will receive the Python program, then execute that Python program in the step-by-step instruction. Means the interpreter will receive the first step, then respond the result to the first step, then again it will take the second step and respond to the second step. Okay, like that the interpreter will execute the Python program in the step by step manner. So the meaning of interpreter is nothing but interpreter is also one type of programming. That means one type of application designed by the Python language. So by the designers. Okay, so the interpreter will receive a programmer program and it is executed with the help of that interpreter application program. Okay, like that the interpreter is executed the Python program. Okay, now how many ways the programmer program is executed by the Python interpreter? We have to know. So in the two modes, with the help of two modes, the Python program is executed by the interpreter of Python. First one is interactive mode. Okay, second one is script mode. So in these two modes, interactive mode and script mode, the Python program is executed by the Python interpreter. Okay, in the first mode, that means in the first method, the interpreter waits for us to type Python statement from the keyboard. Once we type a statement, the interpreter executes it and then waits for us to type another statement in the interactive mode. That means in the interactive mode, it will give a command line. Okay, in that particular command line, you can type a particular statement. Then if you enter after typing the statement, then simply it will execute particular line and respond the result. Okay, like that in the command, at the place of command prompt, the line by line which are typed by the programmer, automatically the line by line result is displayed on your command prompt. So this type of interaction is called as the interactive mode. Okay, so like that the Python interpreter will work with the concept of interactive mode concept. Then the Python interpreter also worked with the script mode also. Second method is script mode. The interpreter reads contents of a file that contains Python statements. Such a file is known as Python program or a Python script. The interpreter executes each statement in the Python program as it reads it. Means in the script mode, the programmer open a particular file, the Python file. In that Python file, the total program is written, then save that program. Total that program is received at a time to the Python interpreter. Then again taking that Python script, so it executes line by line. First line, then second line, then third line. Okay, like that line by line, and it will give the result. Okay, so this is a second method of execution of interpreter of Python. So the Python interpreter can work in the both ways. Number one, interactive mode. Number two, script mode. Okay, now we will discuss these modes with small examples. Okay, first one is interactive mode. Okay, so the interactive mode, if you use Windows software, we can alternatively click the start button, then go to the all programs, then open the Python software. Then what will happen? It will displays like this. Okay, it will displays the interactive mode. That means command mode. Okay, the Python software is the Python interpreter is opened in the interactive mode. So what is the symbol of interactive mode? Means the interactive mode symbol is 3 greater than symbols. Okay, 1, 2 and 3. The combination of 3 greater than symbols is interactive mode. That means command prompt of Python interpreter, Python software. Okay, so before displaying this mode, simply in the above it will display Python version. Okay, the release of Python version, and it is 32-bit or 64-bit, whatever it may be. So and license information. Okay, all these information will be displayed at the top of command prompt. That means Python prompt. This is called as Python prompt. Okay, 3 greater than symbol, the combination of 3 greater than symbols are called as Python prompt. Okay, so using this Python prompt, the interpreter will execute a statements by the programmer. Okay, like that the particular instructions are which are typed at the interactive mode. That means Python prompt, happily it will receive the particular statement and it executes the and gives the answer on the output screen. Okay, like that in the interactive mode also the Python program is executed. For example, if you see this example EG, okay, so then I'm typed a Python statement before a Python prompt, that is triple greater than, print in the parenthesis Python program is fun. Then after typing the statement, press enter key, and then Python interpreter execute the statement and give the result as shown here. Python program is fun. Okay, so the information which are typed in the particular double quotes or single quotes, okay, in the print function, that will be displayed on the immediately on the output screen. That means in the mode of interactive mode, so it will receive a statement, it will execute that statement and it will give the answer immediately. Okay, like that in the interactive mode the Python interpreter will be worked out. Okay, so second method is script mode. Okay, so in the scripting mode, the total Python script, that means the Python program, is coded by the programmer with the help of IDLE, Integrated Develop Environment of Python. Okay, in the IDLE stands for Integrated Develop Environment. So the IDLE give the options to create Python programs and to execute Python programs and other options also. So the recent versions of Python includes a program named IDLE, which is automatically installed when the Python language is installed. IDLE stands for Integrated Development Environment. When we run IDLE, Windows appears. Notice that the prompt appears in the IDLE window, indicating that the interpreter is running in the interactive mode. We can type Python statement at this prompt and see them executed in the IDLE window. Means, so in the recent versions of Python, so the Python language is giving the IDLE, that means integrated development environment. So it is a small application of Python. So it gives the options to create the Python files, then saving the Python files, then executing the Python files. When the Python file is executed with this IDLE, then again the answer is print on the Python prompt only. The answers are print on the Python prompt only. Okay, like that, with the help of IDLE, the Python program is executed in the scripting mode also. Okay, for example, if you see the picture carefully, the picture is a IDLE of Python. Okay, so the IDLE of Python, the version is 3.44. So whatever it may be the version, so the IDLE is opened in the window. Okay, so integrated develop environment is opened in the window with the help of file option. With the help of file option, you can create a Python files. Okay, so go to the file and with the open option, you can open a Python program file, then type the Python script, that means Python program, then save the program. Then with the help of save option, then you can save the program, okay, with the extension name of py. Each Python program must contain the extension name as .py. Okay, so then after saving the Python program, then simply with the help of F5 or run button, the Python program is executed. Okay, then the answer is again displayed at the Python prompt only. Okay, like that, the Python interpreter will work in the both ways. One is interactive mode and one more is scripting mode also. Okay, students, now I am concluding the today's class. Till now we discuss about the how a Python program works internally, then how a Python program is designed with the help of program development cycle, and how a Python program is executed with Python interpreter. So with the help of two interpreter modes, that is number 1 command prompt mode, number 2 script mode, the Python program is executed successfully. All these topics are discussed today's class. Okay, thank you one and all.